Let me tell you about the exact moment I realized I had been completely naive for almost a decade. It happened on a quiet evening in March 2025 while I was searching through my Google Drive for an old freelance contract. Instead of finding only what I was looking for, Google's Gemini AI suddenly displayed a summary of a completely different document, one I hadn't opened in years. It was a personal financial planning file stored deep inside a private folder. I had never asked Gemini to analyze it, had never clicked any special option. Yet the AI already knew what was inside. That single moment forced me to rethink everything I believed about cloud storage and digital privacy. Like most people, I had always assumed Google Drive worked like a digital filing cabinet. You upload documents, photos, contracts, and personal files, and they simply sit there until you need them again. But what I discovered was very different. The reality is that modern cloud storage platforms are no longer passive storage systems. They are active environments where artificial intelligence constantly processes, indexes, and interprets the data users upload. Files are not simply stored. They are analyzed to improve search, recommendations, summaries, and AI-driven features. The introduction of Gemini into Google Workspace marked a major shift in how cloud storage operates. Instead of waiting for users to request assistance, the AI was designed to proactively understand the contents of stored files. This meant Google's systems could generate summaries, suggest relevant documents, and build contextual awareness across entire accounts. While these features were marketed as productivity enhancements, many users were surprised to learn how much information the AI had already processed without any direct interaction. As discussions spread online, users began sharing similar experiences. People reported seeing AI-generated summaries of documents they had not opened in months or even years. Private notes, archived records, work files, and personal documents suddenly became part of Gemini's contextual understanding. For many users, this raised an uncomfortable question. If AI can understand these files well enough to summarize them, how private are they really? The issue is not necessarily that a human employee is reading individual documents. Rather, the concern revolves around automated systems processing enormous amounts of personal information. Every document stored in the cloud contains data about a person's life, finances, work, relationships, health, or interests. When combined with information from email, search history, maps, photos, and other services, these files contribute to a much larger digital profile. Many people respond to privacy concerns by saying they have nothing to hide. However, privacy is not only about hiding wrongdoing. Privacy is about maintaining control over personal information. Most people close their curtains at night, use passwords on their phones, and lock their homes when they leave. Not because they are hiding something illegal, but because personal boundaries matter. Digital information deserves the same level of consideration. One of the most important concepts to understand is encryption. Encryption protects data by converting it into unreadable code that can only be unlocked with the correct key. Most cloud storage providers encrypt data both while it is being transferred and while it is stored on their servers. This protection is extremely valuable against hackers and cybercriminals. However, there is a critical distinction that many users overlook. In traditional cloud storage services, the provider often controls the encryption keys. This means the company has the technical ability to access the contents of files when necessary. While strict policies and legal frameworks govern how such access occurs, the capability still exists. This architecture allows companies to perform functions such as malware detection, search indexing, AI analysis, and compliance with legal requests. Artificial intelligence has accelerated the importance of this distinction. AI systems require access to information in order to understand it. Features like automatic summaries, smart search results, document categorization, and contextual recommendations all depend on the ability to process file contents. As AI becomes more integrated into productivity tools, users are increasingly being asked to balance convenience against privacy. Another factor that deserves attention is data aggregation. A single document may seem insignificant on its own, but when combined with thousands of other data points, it can contribute to a remarkably detailed picture of an individual. Search habits, email communications, location history, viewing preferences, shopping behavior, and stored documents can all become pieces of a larger profile. This profile helps companies improve services, personalize experiences, and in some cases support advertising systems. The legal side of cloud storage is equally important. Because providers manage infrastructure and encryption keys, they can sometimes be required to comply with lawful requests from courts, governments, or regulatory agencies. Transparency reports published by major technology companies show that such requests occur regularly around the world. While these processes are governed by legal standards, they highlight the difference between storing information on personal devices and storing it on third-party servers. As awareness of these issues grew, many users began exploring alternatives. Some people chose to keep using Google Drive because of its convenience, collaboration tools, and deep integration with other Google services. Others started looking for platforms that emphasized privacy and end-to-end encryption. The growing popularity of privacy-focused services reflects a broader trend. Users are becoming more interested in understanding how their information is handled. One frequently discussed alternative is Proton Drive. Built around a zero-knowledge architecture, Proton's approach focuses on ensuring that files are encrypted before they leave the user's device. In theory, this means the provider cannot access the contents of stored files because it does not possess the necessary decryption keys. This design appeals to individuals who prioritize confidentiality and want stronger protection against unauthorized access. However, privacy-focused platforms often involve trade-offs. Features may be less polished than those offered by larger technology companies. Collaboration tools may have fewer capabilities. Third-party integrations can be more limited. The challenge for users is deciding which factors matter most. Some prioritize convenience and productivity. Others prioritize privacy and control. Most people fall somewhere in between. The broader lesson extends beyond any single company or product. The digital world has evolved rapidly, and many assumptions that were reasonable 10 years ago no longer reflect reality. Cloud storage is no longer just storage. Search engines are no longer just search engines. Smartphones are no longer just communication devices. Artificial intelligence has transformed many of these tools into systems that actively interpret and understand user behavior. For that reason, digital literacy has become more important than ever. Users should regularly review privacy settings, understand how services use their data, and make informed decisions about what they store online. Blind trust is not a strategy. Neither is blind fear. The goal should be awareness. Understanding how technology works allows people to choose the services that align with their own priorities and comfort levels. Ultimately, the debate surrounding cloud storage and AI is not simply about technology. It is about trust. It is about transparency. And it is about ensuring that users fully understand the relationship they have with the platforms they depend on every day. Whether someone chooses Google Drive, a privacy-focused alternative, or a self-hosted solution, the most important step is making that decision with complete awareness of the trade-offs involved. In an age where artificial intelligence increasingly shapes our digital experiences, understanding those trade-offs may be one of the most valuable skills any internet user can develop.